Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is going to be another informative video, inshallah, for you. And this is something which sometimes is missing from Arabic lessons, and I thought I should cover it up. So it's what alphabets represent or can closely resemble English letters. So that's what I'm going to do in this lesson. I'm going to change the color of the pen so you can see it. Okay, yes, this is visible. So alif excuse me, alif can be represented as I said in the first video. Alif doesn't have a sound of its own, it's used to stretch, but there's an argument also that alif has the sound a, and that is why when it's connected to any or attached to any other letter, the sound becomes an a, and it extends towards an a and not towards an e and not towards an u. So that's the reason, but that's an argument. So to help you understand better, I would assume that this letter has resemblance. I would say resemblance. This resemblance is the tilde sign to the letter, English letter A or A in Norwegian. Ba is like B. Ta is, I would write, closely resembling soft T. So I would write soft. This is horrible, soft. I'll just write soft T, as in French. This is tha. This is something as I mentioned yesterday, and like beneath, or other words which starts with T and H or end with T and H in English. This letter here, sorry, where is it? Oh, Jim. This is J. It is not G. So I'll write G here and I'll cross it out. It's not G. Then this is Ha, which is, you can assume it close to an H, but the sound of H is from the bottom of the throat and this Ha is from the top of the throat. It's a different sound, but just for the sake of resembling it closely, I'll just mark it with H. Kha doesn't exist in English, but sometimes the combination K and H can be used, and that is what we use when we write kha and convert it in English. So this is kha. Dal is, I'll write soft D. Zal is soft Z. Ra is R. Z is actually Z. Sin is like S. Sheen is the combination in English we use for SH, which is she, short, Sherlock, and so on. Sod, it doesn't have an equivalent in English, so I'll just say closely resembling to an S, because that is what people mistake this sound as. Excuse me. Zod is also, it's very difficult. I would say very difficult Z, or maybe plus soft D, a combination of these, right? So this is a combination, roughly. Ta is, I would write full full ta. Now, why I wrote this? Let me clarify this. Full as in full mouth ta. Why I did not write T here? Because ta itself is soft T. Its equivalent is not there in English. There is, I would write it's there in French as in a tooth limon. So that ta, and this ta is a full ta. So it's a full sound. Then is another dha. This is you can say full. This is u. So these two are L's. Full. The dha. Full dhal. It's closely resembling. That's a full sound. It has the same sound source at the front of the teeth. I'll come to that in the next video. But this is full dhal, and then dhal is here. I'm touching my screen here. Full dhal. So dhal is soft z. So this is a full soft z, which is full mouth, like dha. And then comes ayn. Ayn doesn't exist. You can say it can resemble a with an accent or whatever you want to put on it to differentiate between a simple alif and ayn, but this is what you can mostly resemble it with. Ghain doesn't exist in English, so we have a combination which needs to be interpreted correctly. So G and H can be represented, can be used to represent ghain, but this is, I would say, closely resembles, because sometimes G and H can be misused. Like in English language, there are lots of inconsistencies. GH can be used for ghost, so then ghost doesn't have gh sound in it, right? But this sound is, I would say, I would write here Norwegian R in Bergen or Western Norway dialect, sorry. And this ghain is also there. This gha sound is in French also, so you can get it from there. Fa is F, and qaf is not K. You can say it's a full mouth K. It's a full sound. So where is it? Yeah, here. So qaf is, you can say, closely resembles to Q. Okay, so Norwegians will misinterpret this. So let me write this like this, Q. And this is a full sound. Even the Q in English has a soft sound. It's not very hard, but we use Q in English to represent qaf in Arabic, to differentiate between K and Q, between kaf and qaf. These are two different sounds. All right, let's move on to the other sounds here. So kaf is just K, and lam is L, mim is M, and noon is N, waw is sometimes you can use it if it's in the beginning of the letter, then its sound is V or a W. But when it's in the middle of a sentence, then it is used to represent O, as in O. So I should write this all in the same place. Let me just be a little fancy here. Okay. So yes. Then is ha. And ha you can say like an H. Then is hamza. And I don't know how to represent it with in English, because hamza is used to jerk the sound. It is like ta. For example, let's say, let me find an example very quickly of hamza. It's used to suddenly jerk the sound, and I think I remember once. Where is hamza? Come on. Yeah. I can't find it right now. Yes. Okay. So I have a word which is called mala'ihi. So mala'i is a mala'u, something mi'atan. This is a very jerky sound, and it can be used with different movements. It can have different sounds. So I will just probably skip this. It's complicated. I'll write a question mark here because it's very complicated. You will come to know when we start reciting it. Then is ya. Ya is, you can say like a Y, as in yes. And also when something comes in the end, like in the beginning of the word, there is let's say there's a word yellow, so this y is in the beginning of yellow, but sometimes it comes at the end, this Y, this ya or Y, and then it can sound like an E, like Billy. So then it can sound like this. And this is just another way to write it. So these are the things which I wanted to show you in Arabic language, what letter represents what. So we notice we don't have C here, because C is a, let me go through all the other items which I have for you. New page after. All right. So some inconsistencies which you will see that are difficult in English language. Let's say there's a word cat. It starts with a C, but the sound is k, as in K, right? But if the word is cylinder or cycle, then this sound is an S sound. So this depends on how the word is constructed in English and how it has been pronounced over centuries, and this is what we get. Another inconsistency is, let's say G. You have G, which is goat, and notice these are the starting positions. So this G is in the starting position, and this sounds like a G, which by the way we have in Urdu but not in Arabic. So and if there is another word called let's say gel, then this letter sounds like J. So the same letter has two different types of sounds in different words. Then we have another inconsistent. This is just a simple example. There's a word chair. This CH makes ch. This sound is not there in Arabic. But when the same combination is used, then I fail to understand for the life of me why it's not Chicago, why it's called Chicago. So here it changes its sound to SH. And another thing which I noticed in the way these words are made, put, PUT is put, but if you replace P with a B, then it becomes but. In Urdu there's a funny piece of poem which says, जो PUT put है तो BUT but है, ये दुनिया का दस्तूर कितना उलट है. It just means that if PUT is pronounced as put but BUT is pronounced as but, so this way of world is how opposite or how contradictory this way of the world is. Anyhow, so PUT and BUT, so there's a difference here. And then comes the role of Y, which I've already covered. So in Arabic, these letters, whatever letters I showed you, they have their exact sounds and they will remain as those sounds. All right, so this was the small introduction to or comparison between English and Arabic letters. And by the way, sometimes you will hear me saying, let me draw a line here. Oh, horrible line. You will say me saying this word Arabic. That's an English way. Sometimes you will hear me saying Arabi. So the correct name for Arabic language is Arabi or Arabiya or Lughatul Arabiya. There's this ka or this ka or the jerk at the end is unnecessary, but this is the way English people speak or say this word. And this brings me to another thing. We had a question mark here on Hamza here. Maybe this can be used, the way English people pronounce Arabic is a jerk at the end. So maybe this could closely represent an ending C, this Hamza, to give a jerk. But we will see how well we do in our lessons. All right, so this is what I wanted to cover in this video. Comparison between English and Arabic letters, and in the next video I'm going to cover the sound sources. That's going to be interesting also. So see you all in the next video. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.